Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. We are back once again with a video hosted by Amir. Amir, take it away.
Let's do this. Another football weekly roundup. I'm not going to start off with transfers this time. We're going to do international football. England have a disastrous Nations League start. Latest game losing 4-0 to Hungary. And my question to you lot is Southgate good enough to be the manager of England going into this World Cup?
Let me start with this.
Go for it.
I've got two propositions on this. Number one, I don't really like Southgate's way of playing football anyway, so fuck that guy. I think he can get out of England. Number two, I don't really give a shit that we're losing against like the likes of Hungary and all these different clubs, because the Nations League's just another way to kind of get you away for money. It's the biggest amount of bullshit ever. Like, how are these men going from like the Premier League finishing in May to all of a sudden starting like a brand new tournament in June that's probably going to last till July, and straight into pre-season, and then the season starts and then the World Cup? Like, where's their break? Like, I don't like. The thing is when people are saying, "Oh, they're having a disaster class against Hungary 4-0," I don't blame them. I don't blame them whatsoever. They've got more better things to focus on, like not getting injured for the pre-season, preparing for the World Cup, like in the wintertime. They've got like much more better things to be preoccupied with rather than the stupid little Nations League. So, but I'm sticking to my guns with Southgate leaving the England squad. He is such a defensive little gimp that it's five at the back. What's this about? We've got one of the best attacks in the world and we're playing five at the back. Like, I don't understand it.
Just to counter that point, though, I guess with international football, it's just a way for like I guess managers to find their best team going into tournaments, get experience, chemistry and stuff. I just don't think any England team should be losing 4-0 to Hungary. I think it's an absolute disgrace. I wouldn't sack Southgate, considering of his track record in previous tournaments, the semis at the World Cup and the Euros final. I reckon give him this last tournament, but I don't know. I think he needs to go back to a drawing board in terms of tactics and all that stuff. So,
controversial opinion.
Go for it.
Here we go.
I'd keep him. He's right because he's got a contract in. Who else do we get in? He's tied down to a contract.
Put me fucking in.
There's a lot of good managers out there that are.
Yeah, but
would Southgate? If Southgate was a manager in the Premier League, which club would be?
That's what I was about to ask.
Would he be at?
That's exactly what I was about to ask. If you put Southgate in charge of the likes of Southampton,
you can't compare an England manager to a Premier League manager because they're two completely different things. The FA and the board are completely different to any other, or not even England. International boards are different to club boards because you can bring in other players. If you go, for example, Arsenal went, I like that Brazilian wonder kid, we'll bring him in. Marquinhos, for example. You can't really do that as a nation. You've got, admittedly, as you said, we shouldn't be doing 4-0. But and I'm not Southgate's biggest fan. I disagree with the defensive football, and I do genuinely believe that he is at fault for costing us the final against Italy, because of his way of football. But none of them are going to fit the FA way as such, which is a yes man. And it's just the way it's going to be.
I was going to say,
that was just it. You can't do anything else, really.
I was going to say, for England, it comes down to two things. You can either play, Gareth Southgate can play shitty football, get knocked down in the knockouts, like he will in the World Cup, or you can play good football and get knocked down in the knockouts. The choice is simple, isn't it? It's very rare for teams to win a World Cup. And I'm sure every England fan will bite everyone's hand off just to win a World Cup, regardless of the football you play. But it's a World Cup, so you're probably not going to win it. The odds are against you. So you might as well play some good football and go out with your head held high and be proud of something. Be proud of what you did. And your Euros run, I don't care. I get it was in England, the vibes, whatever. It was such a shit Euros run. I didn't enjoy any of the football. I didn't actually think I know there was a couple of good games in there, maybe the Germany one, and then the 3 minutes against Italy in the final. But besides that, it was just dead football. The only thing you could have been proud of was your defence. And I don't get, I get that the occasion was so huge that you maybe enjoyed it. The football was shit.
Yeah, but I don't care. I don't care the football shit. I'd rather win the trophy at the end.
You didn't win it.
No.
I know we didn't win it. You're right. We didn't win it.
And it's going to be the same again. So you might as well.
England's probably one of the favourites going into this World Cup. So I think already, I
Thing
think
is,
already.
I back both points though. I
Go
back
on.
the fact that it's sorry, Amir. No,
Perfect.
I was just gonna say I back both points as the fact that like I agree with Shafez and I agree with you, Amir, in the fact that yeah, we play absolutely boring fucking football, but then I do agree with the fact that we have to play to a point where we have to win at all costs because you know a bit of trophy, but like make it interesting at least. You know, let's play a bit of football. Like
If we still had Sam Allardyce in charge and won a tournament, I wouldn't care. Like, but that's the thing. It's football. It's a results-based business.
Yeah, you're right. But I do kind of disagree with you saying how, like, I know England manager is different to being a manager of a club, but managing's managing at the end of the day. Like, you say,
True.
like, you can get a Brazilian wonder kid. Like, he's got all the pick of all the English players in the world to pick in. Like, he's not got a bad job, but no one really could answer my question. Which club would Southgate manage in the Prem? Would he be even a Premier League standard manager?
probably a Southampton team.
No, they wouldn't take him. Ralph Hasenhuttl was way better than every manager is in the
Do you
Premier
think he would be the worst manager in the Prem if he was a Premier League manager, Southgate?
League. Maybe Vincent Company might be worse. We have to test him. But
Who's Vincent Company manager?
Burnley. He's at Burnley now.
No way, is he?
Yeah.
Blimey.
But yeah, no, I guess that just concludes England. I guess we just got to hope. I don't know, he finds his best team, like players pick up form.
Can I ask a question with all of you guys though as well? Do you disagree about the Nations League, like in general? Do you think it should have gone ahead?
I think it should have
Well,
gone
it
ahead.
goes ahead anyway. It's glorified friendlies. UEFA have come out and said it's a way to stop pointless friendlies. And
But there shouldn't be friendlies in the first place. Let these players have their break.
which
Yeah, but you need
There's
friendlies.
always
You need
Why?
practice.
for the last
For what?
30,
Your pre-season
40,
for that?
50 years, there's always
No, but this is good nations. Like you're not gonna have like. So you want them to go straight into a World Cup back of a season? Or you
You're
don't want
telling me
them
there's not a single friendly before that World Cup from now
to,
until
you said to scrap
well,
the
no,
friendlies.
friendlies. Why friendlies? Why play friendlies midway through a season?
exactly.
Okay, no, that's obviously a point to
I
discuss.
don't, I don't like it because then like it's the same thing that happened last season with us. Like when Partey went to Ghana for international duty, he came back fucking injured.
No, that was
Same thing.
stupid. Like having an international tournament midway through a season is stupid.
And Tierney, for example, he got injured in Scotland. Like, what's the point?
Yeah,
Scotland.
Like, in my opinion, bun off friendlies. Honestly, just keep it the fact that it's a tournament. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
I guess-
what about pre-season friendlies for Premier League clubs then?
What do you mean?
Well, you're saying bin off friendlies. I know you're saying for internationals, but if, for example, if you look at Germany, maybe not now, maybe their last team, their team for that when they won the World Cup. If you look at their team, they had Bayern Munich players who played together week in, week out, and Dortmund players who played with each other week in, week out, and that's it. The Bundesliga is a fairly similar style of play, and obviously the top teams are going to play a similar style of way because they're all from the same country and they've all grown up from 7 years old all the way up until they retire. And I think Germany and Spain are one of the highest numbers of like players that play in their league are from that nation. Whereas if you look at, for example, if you go for England's team, there's going to be a 2 or 3 players max that cross over with each other that play for the same team. They're not going to be used to playing with each other. For example, Reece James or Trent or whoever or Chilwell at left back as well, or whoever are used to crossing in balls to Lukaku or Salah is completely different to whipping in balls to Harry Kane because half the time he's playing attacking midfield and trying to link up the play. So you need to get used to playing with those players. And I don't agree with friendlies in regards of doing them this soon after the season, but you do need them at some point.
Yeah,
Also, let's
but I'm not saying straight away in June, like 1 month after you finish the Premier League. Like, there's no reason
when else are you doing them?
do it a month before the World Cup if you want. Do you know what I mean?
Well, but the Prem stops then again. We're going to have like 8 weeks like the Prem. You have 2
Yeah,
months
but then
like
the Prem stops. Like, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't just force these players. Like,
But then what about other leagues? What about other
when are
leagues?
you going to give these players a break then? If you were the chairman of like UEFA and FA, when are you giving these players a break? When is yours?
They get a break off. They come back, do they not? They
come back
got
for
a January break, have they not?
No, not at all. They come back straight away. Have you seen our fixtures? Straight back in.
It's the same for every team, though.
I'm going to.
It's just ridiculous.
And you lot, but you lot are going. Premier League. I'm going to break the Championship just because I can.
God,
We come back when the group
dear.
finishes. The group's finished. We don't even get the whole World Cup. So other leagues that aren't the Premier League, I don't know about other foreign leagues, but we're potentially going without players. We get the group stages and that's it. We start again. Like start of December.
Yeah, but Championship, no one cares.
No, but no, it's different to the Championship. There's less players. I know it's a bit disrespectful. There's probably less players from the
but we also-
Championship going to the World Cup than to
Quite a lot of
Premier League.
African players and stuff like that. But it's,
No, of
it's
course,
also,
yeah. There's just a
it's also
proportion.
again we play
Mm.
8 more games, so it's also it's.
I see
there is
what
no
your
time.
point is. Okay,
What would have
just
solved it?
go
I was
on
going
then.
to say what would have solved it is just not holding a World Cup in Qatar for money. So thanks FIFA.
And not in the winter as well, because we want a summer World Cup.
Or just
But
don't hold it.
moving on to transfers. So we've got a few rumours. First one is my club, Chelsea. Raheem Sterling possible to Chelsea. Do you lot think it'll be a good move for Chelsea getting him? I'm not sure the price. I heard it's around the 35-40 million mark, but
If
what would you
Chelsea gets Sterling, I don't know if Dembele's available. If Chelsea gets Sterling when Dembele's available, that's criminal.
what about both though? If both the attacking with
better.
Lukaku leaving,
No, Lukaku's leaving. Isn't he?
Get both, yeah, but you can't just let up Dembele for Sterling if that's what's going to happen. You need to get Dembele if Dembele's available. I know he's injury prone, but it's too big an opportunity.
yeah.
Right.
But what do you think Sterling would be good at Chelsea, considering what he's like? We've seen him in international missing a lot of chances.
Well, he
Hard
can't
to say.
finish.
Yeah, he can't finish. He's a player that needs a lot of
But then
chances.
where's he going to play, for example? Because if you look at your team,
Pulisic, Werner,
Oh.
Ziyech, Havertz, Mount.
yeah, if bin off Dembele or bin off one of the two. Say if you sign one of the two, as Chavez said,
I
it's
think
criminal,
we
but
need both, to be honest. I think
but
we've
say-
still
but
got
that's
another
what I'm
winger
saying.
leaving as
But-
well. So
say if you sign one of the two, you can't drop Mount because he's your star boy and you think he's the Lord and Saviour. Havertz had a brilliant end of the season, which he did, to be fairness to him.
brilliant mid. I think he was during the middle. He was good and more.
Well, yeah, but
stagnated. But yeah,
he was
he was
finding
good,
a bit of form towards the end,
Yeah, of
playing through
course.
the middle.
Okay,
And if you think on the left, as you said, Pulisic,
Who's-
considering he wasn't playing quite a lot,
Mhm.
maybe not found form, but found like a consistent-ish level, as you said, to sort of middle of the season.
Consistent run of games is a good word for it.
Yeah.
But at Chelsea, I would take Sterling for 35 million. I think it's great.
That's a bargain.
It's a bargain, but the thing that worries me is the missed chances. We're not a side like Man City who can create so many chances, and we need a clinical finisher. And we've seen it with Werner; he's not clinical, is he? So, if Sterling comes and he's missing loads of chances, it could turn toxic. It could be just,
It's a tough one, really, because he's proven Premier League player. Like,
He's
he is
proven
good.
as
He's a great
It's
player.
a bargain. It's a bargain as well.
He is a great player. Like, don't get me wrong. He knows what he's
But also-
doing. Knows how to dribble. Knows how to get past his opponent. But then, as you said, in that final bit,
In the
can't-
6-yard box, you can't put it in.
yeah,
It'll
like,
probably be the
But
most
we've
clinical
also,
player, but I don't know.
I was going to say, we've also, as you said, it could turn toxic. We've also seen how Chelsea fans do react to Sterling. With obviously everything there before. There's that whole thing about the abuse when he was there, and I'm presuming it's not just a one-time thing.
Was it?
So
I didn't know that.
yeah, a few people got banned from Chelsea.
Oh right, okay, no, fans
for all the abuse and stuff. No, obviously not from backroom staff, but from fans. And obviously, it happens at every club. But it's also if you're spending mega money on him, and as I said, if you sign Sterling for 30-40 million, he's going to push out one of your front 8 that you've got to play.
And
your
I'm
fans
not,
don't
and I'm not
think
mad
he's
at that. He probably goes straight into the starting 11. I'm not.
Oh yeah,
starting
but then
Werner, I'm
if
not
he comes
starting
in and
Pulisic.
as you said, he's not a finisher, for example. Like if he comes in and starts missing the chances that he has done at City, like the big chances,
then we're back to square one again, aren't we?
It's going to cause
really?
issues. Yeah, you're going to have another player that's
yeah.
another Ziyech.
We're kind of at step one anyway. We've lost Lukaku again. And thank God he's gone. He kind of ruined. It's probably the worst transfer of all time. But I'm guessing. Do you not agree?
Prediction: he's scoring 25 goals next season.
No, he probably will score for Inter.
He's got a bad game.
That's the question for you, lot. Yes or no? Is Lukaku to Chelsea, from Inter to Chelsea, the worst transfer of all time?
What in the
no,
Prem?
Harry Maguire to Manchester United for 80 million was the worst transfer of all time.
Nah.
What do you think?
Alexis Sanchez to Man United.
No, if you're taking money into account, then yeah, probably Maguire until he wins something for us.
Until we win something, then Lukaku.
Technically, Lukaku's won the Champions League, isn't he?
I mean, if you're taking money into account,
he
you
won
know,
the
Neymar
Club
to
World Cup.
PSG.
Our Club World Cup, is it? Sorry.
Yeah. Neymar to
Yeah.
PSG's. Would you
Well,
say
yeah,
that?
but he was signed to win them the UCL. If you think about it, they win Liga in every season.
I'm not going to judge Neymar until he leaves PSG without that UCL, though. That's
Oh yeah, no. But if as you said, if
And
you're
then he
talking
joins
money,
Arsenal.
still not winning anything.
Yeah, no,
But
that'll
yes.
wrap up. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, of course. Another couple like rumors as transfers. Obviously, El spoken on that TikTok about Vieira to Arsenal. He obviously did a good analysis on that. Other players, El, you want Jesus? Do you reckon that's a definite for you? You want him as your striker?
Yeah, if we can sign him, it'll be a very, very good signing for us.
He's not really an out and out though, is he? That's the only.
Yeah, but we'll convert him. I think he was when he signed for City, and then he kind of got forced onto that right hand side because
Yeah.
he didn't really want to play with a number 9, did he, Pep? But now it seems to be the art. Arteta wants him in the team as a full flesh striker,
Yeah.
and he wants that. So
And then you get Tillemans as well. Would you be happy with them three, or would you still
well, speaking on obviously who we're linked with, as you said, we got Fabio Vieira coming our way now, which is a good little backup for Odegaard. Tillemans coming in, Jesus hopefully coming in, and then we're linked with, and then obviously we've got agreed terms now with Lisandro Martinez from Ajax, a great little centre back, highly rated. I think even Ten Hag Chavez was saying like Martinez is a fantastic centre back, and he was probably interested in him himself.
Just to stop you, would that cause problems though? Because you've got now, if Martinez comes in, Saliba coming in, Gabriel and Ben White and Holding. Who would you start? Who would be the best pair out of them?
Gabriel and Ben White, I'm afraid.
Really? Over Saliba and Martinez? Martinez starts. Who would you pick?
No. I'm being realistic. Realistically, Gabriel and Ben White start because you're not changing it from last season. You're not changing something that's not broken.
But do you think Saliba's coming in to start? Is he there just to be a rotation? Because he's been in the Liga and team of the season now, hasn't he?
Yeah, I don't know what to do, man. We've got too many good players. But we need a left back. We need that. What's his name? Aaron Hickey. We need him to be signed for us as a backup for Tierney, and then send Tavares out on loan. Hopefully sign Jesus. I don't know. No offense to the guy. I love Nketiah, but 100k a week's a bit steep for the guy.
And number 14, disgraceful. Why is he number 14?
It's strange. It's a strange one, in my opinion. He's got to live up to that now next season. And
we're also 5.
We're also linked with Rafinha as well from Leeds.
That'd be a good signing.
It would, but then again, where do we play him?
He doesn't fit. It would be a good signing, but
exactly, where do we play him?
Chavez, I'm going to come to you through a face when he mentioned Rafinha. What would you think?
All I'm saying is, if Rafinha goes to Arsenal, he's got the smallest IQ I've ever seen in a player. Come on, man. He's a Champions League player. Like, he is a player who should be playing in the Champions League. He has to move.
What if he comes to Arsenal? What are you going to do then?
Playing what? In the Europa League? Go to Barcelona, man. Go Chelsea.
He's joining us.
He starts for Chelsea, by the way.
Yeah, but he could be joining us, Chavez. What are you going to do?
He's an idiot if he does. No offense to him.
Yeah. Dan, very, very quickly, you're Mikel Arteta. Who would be your centre-back partnership? Just very quickly, I wanted to ask you.
Obviously, if you bring in
you've got Saliba, and hypothetically Martinez comes in as well. So you've got them 4 and
you've got to start Martinez because he's a signing. How much was the fee off the top of your head? Do you know?
I don't think it's happened yet.
No. Hypothetically, if it happened,
I think it's 24.5 or 32.5. One of the two.
That's quite a lot for a centre-back.
Yeah,
well, it's not
that's euros as well. That's euros.
Still 20 mil. Obviously, I know Arsenal aren't particularly short of money, but you still can't spend 20 million on a bench player. You're not.
Well, the stingiest man is our owner.
You're not. Yeah, but it doesn't mean you're short of money. But you're not the type of club that can spend 20 million to stick you on the bench. Like, it's plus wages. It's a waste.
I don't know. I have no idea what they're thinking at the moment. As I say, Gabriel and Ben White's a great partnership. No offense. Rob Holding's a bit booky, so probably Saliba as a backup now. And then the Martinez is a bit of a strange one because now we've got 5 centre backs. We still haven't bought a replacement left back. I hope Nuno Tavares goes out on loan. He needs the experience before he comes back to us. So we need a replacement left back as Aaron Hickey's on the cards. That would be a good sign-in. We need a number 9, just behind, I'd say, who starts ahead of Nketiah. So Gabriel Jesus is that guy. He's prolific Premier League, what's the word? Premier League proven. That's it. Scorer. Sign him. Rafinha, shut up, Chavez. He's going to join.
How much
Arsenal.
would that be altogether, though? That could be a 200 mil window.
yeah,
minimum.
it could be.
It's going to be 50, 60 at least.
Yeah,
But then let's say, for example, we all sign him. Then, like, what could Arteta be challenging for? If he's signing all these players, you know.
I guess Chelsea and United do need to shake their leg a bit, don't we, Chavez?
Yeah.
We will. If you want to move on to United now.
We will move on to United. Before we talk about any rumours and etc., any players you've been linked with this week, Richard Arnold was in a leaked video talking to fans, and obviously he was very passionate, swearing as well. What was your whole thoughts on that video in general? Were you happy with it? Do you think that the person that filmed it was disrespectful? What do you reckon?
I mean, I think the person just let down the other 11 people he was with, right? If someone like Richard, I think the biggest problem for me in all of that was that they went to his house to protest. That's the only reason the guy came out of his house to go to the pub with them. You don't protest outside someone's house. I'm sorry. That was just the wrong way about it. And then if you've got to have a conversation with them, then do it in private. If you've ever wanted a relationship with the board, which is one of the big things, we don't know what goes on upstairs. So it was actually really nice to see some transparency. That was the most transparency we've seen in about 20 years. And that's it now. I don't think it's ever going to happen again. So yeah, bit annoying. But again, the other flip side is that what if it did happen and then these guys just came out with statements saying, yeah, he said this and that. No one would believe it. So it's a bit of an awkward one. The whole thing I disagree with was them even going outside the house to protest. That should just not happen in football.
They did that with Ed Woodward.
Football is not that deep to go outside to someone's family's house.
Yeah,
exactly. Very
strange. When they did that with Ed Woodward, even though you might not like the guy, that's just
strange behaviour. It's
ridiculous.
Football. I know we love.
Regardless of what you think about the person, that's boundaries.
No, I think football fans take it too far sometimes. It happens. But in terms of transfer, Chavez, I think De Jong's looking. I think there was a step forward, wasn't there, with that?
I was going to say, I think in a week's time, I'll be much happier. I think in a week's time, Frankie De Jong will be on his way. We'll be pretty much confirmed with Eriksen. He's going to say he's going to come to us, and we'll be close to a centre back. I'm not sure who, but that's 3 players. We still need more. There's a lot more that needs to be done, but that little push up that we need from doing nothing, it will happen in this week. Yeah. Again, I could be wrong, and in a week's time, nothing could be happening. But I'd be very shocked if that was the case. I think there's a bit of a kick off the arse that's going to happen this week, and it'll be nice to see.
Do you know which centre backs are linked? Is Timber still? Is it any other?
I still think we're linked with the Martinez guy that Elliot's on about as well. Pau Torres, I'm not sure if we're going to get him. If not him, we'll see. Timber is a long shot. Louis van Gaal in the way again. Thank you, Louis van Gaal. But to be fair, if you're with Timber, if he genuinely believes coming into Man United, he can't displace the 2 centre backs or the 2 right backs, Wan-Bissaka and Dalot, then he's not fit for Man United. He's coming into 2 of the worst right backs in the top 6. He can surely take their place, and if he's not confident of doing that and he's worried about his first team place, then he's just not Man United, is he?
Yeah,
so,
no, of course.
I was going to say, when does your guys' pre-season start?
12th of July. We've got time, which is why I think everyone's done a bit of a fit for
I don't think many big deals are going to go through before that.
We'll see. I think we'll get.
Do you reckon there'll still be huge deals happening at this point?
I know, a couple, but I don't think many are going to go through
Nunes level, for example.
I suppose that's happened because Klopp's there. Klopp knows what he wants. Whereas if you look at Ten Hag, he's going to watch clips. He's going to be talking to the players, but he's going to have a rough idea. But I suppose. I don't know. You see it quite a lot with managers that come in and the player completely changes their game and deserves to be in the team, for example.
Yeah.
So he's not going to know, which is why I don't think.
No, of course.
Obviously, you with Tuchel and Arteta, you're set. You know what the managers know what they want. They don't know what they want.
We just need to start.
Whereas
I know.
Ten Hag's just rocked up and he's just like, right, okay, what the fuck am I working with? But obviously, he won't be able to see that until the 12th.
With us, we've had a few I guess changes today with our chairman Bruce Buck and Marina leaving Chelsea. So I guess slowly it happens. Not every team just rushes straight away. I guess as you said, I guess some fans need to be patient. Very, very, very last point. I'm gonna speak about Spurs. I saw Jed Spence potentially could be happening. I guess obviously we all use Fab. He also said they're after a defender and a striker still as well. Do you reckon Spurs are going to be right up there next season if they get all these players that Conte wants? What do you guys think?
I think Spurs are up there regardless.
Top 4, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Top 4 for Spurs. Do you think a push is too? It's not going to happen. It's too early, considering how like.
They could
I
break
don't
the 2.
think I don't think it's too early. Yeah.
I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to say this next season is going to be a very interesting season. I reckon 6 or 7 clubs could challenge for the title next season.
Really? Did Chavez don't agree? Why not?
No, because the best club in world football just bought Haaland. Like,
So
And then you want to get Calvin Phillips as well as a Fernandinho.
and Cucurella, yeah, like it's just
Yeah, and
shambles,
Cucurella.
isn't it?
yeah, but that's what I think. I reckon it could happen.
I think second place could be contested by 6 teams, but first, I think Man City could break some world records. To be honest.
Who knows?
But I think they want Champions League. I think if they don't win the Champions League, and I think that'll be Pep's. If Pep don't win the Champions League with Man City, I think that
That's why I don't care. Get your 120 points or whatever it is. Like, you're not. Hopefully, just don't win the UCL. Like, do whatever you want in the league. Score 400 goals.
But yeah, no. I think that kind of wraps up. We spoke about like the big clubs. I think even I saw Liverpool link with Barella today, so that's potentially another. It's all rumors, isn't it? Really, until we actually see the player holding the shirt up, or we see here we go. We can't. We were just speculating, but yeah, that wraps it up for this week. Next week, hopefully, more will happen. More transfers. We'll bring more of Watford into it. Dan, very quickly. Cucho to the MLS. What do you think? Very quickly.
So $10 million, or about 8 million, is rumored.
I think Fab tweeted
which means we're making 8 million profit essentially, and we're signing for $250,000. I think it was.
It's a shame, isn't it? Because he had potential.
Yeah, he was in my ideal predicted 11. But again, Edwards has come in and said, I want to try the youth. But you've also can't force a player to stay at a club.
That's true.
For example, last time we got relegated and we had Deulofeu, Pereira, Decore, Capu, but obviously they couldn't. Too good for the championship. They couldn't stay, so it's happened again.
Yeah,
that's about
very
it.
quickly. Start, bench, sell. Reece James, Trent, and Cancelo.
Start Cancelo, bench Reece James, sell Trent.
Start Cancelo, bench Reece James, sell Trent.
Yeah, I'm the same. Me and Amir are the same.
Start Trent, bench Cancelo, sell Reece James.
No, start Cancelo, bench Trent, sell Reece.
Me and Amir have it though.
That wraps it up. Tune in next week for another roundup.